Real quick, let me bust this down. Okay, today I'm going to read some scriptures, and it's going to be about the pagan holiday Christmas. You don't supposed to celebrate no pagan holidays, but right now we're going to focus on Christmas, right? Jeremiah 10:1 is in the Bible. Hear ye which the Lord speak unto you, O house of Israel. So off the back, he's not talking to nobody but Israel. He's not talking to nobody but Israel. I need you to understand that off the back. The whole Bible is written for them. But right now, at this moment, he only talking to Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. So if you're not an Israelite, everybody outside of Israel going called heathen, strangers, and dogs. So he said, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. He said those customs are vain. If you're not an Israelite, everybody outside of Israel, they customs are vain. For one cutteth out a tree out of a forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. So back in the gap, before you bought your Christmas tree at Walmart and all that, they went and cut their trees out the forest with an axe. You see it on TV all the time. They deck it with silver and gold. When you bring the tree home, you decorate it, right? They deck it with silver gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers. They fasten it with nails and hammers because you got to keep the tree steady. You don't want the tree to fall over. They fasten it with nails and hammers that it move not. That's why you fasten it with nails and hammers so it don't move. He's talking about a Christmas tree right here in the Bible. He say don't do that. They are upright as a palm tree, meaning that when you see the tree is tall, people like seeing big, tall Christmas tree. Oh, they're in amazement. They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. The tree don't make no noise. Everybody love it. He say don't follow the laws of the heathen. That is a heathen custom. Everybody say they love Jesus. Well, God know my heart. Yes, he do. That's why your name ain't going to be in that book of life. You going to go to that lake of fire because he know your heart. You don't want to follow his commandments. 2 John 6:10 say, if you love me, follow my commandments. That's love. You can't say you love God and you don't follow his commandments. He told you not to do that. So every time you celebrate Christmas, that is a sin. You don't love God. You got to be stiff. I don't care if everybody on Instagram having parties and the confetti dropping and all that. I don't care about none of that. God called stiff in the Bible. God made the word stiff. You ain't come up with the streets, didn't come up with that. God made the word stiff. He say when you follow my laws, when everybody else not, that's stiff. That's stiff. So if you ain't following God's commandments because you scared of what everybody else gonna say, you are flimsy. You flimsy. That's in the scripture. Okay, here go another one. Revelations 11:10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts to one another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelleth on the earth. It's right there in the Bible. Colossians 2:8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of men. He said, don't let nobody spoil you with vain philosophy. It's going to be all right. That ain't what that means. We just doing it for the family. Man, don't worry about that. The Bible ain't real. XYZ. Prove that. There ain't nobody parting no Red Sea. That's man's philosophy, fam. If they can't see it and touch it, they don't believe. He say, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Them pagan holidays don't come after Christ. That's the philosophy of men. That is tradition of men. He say, don't do that. Learn not the way of the heathen, O house of Israel. That's right there in the scripture. Here go another one. Titus 1:14. Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn away from the truth. Jewish fables is Christmas. That's a Jewish fable. Thanksgiving. And all the rest of them pagan holidays that they gave you. Those are Jewish fables. He say, learn not the way of the heathen, O house of Israel. Wisdom of Solomon 14:16. Thus in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as the law. You keeping these holidays instead of keeping the holy days like that's the law, like that's the real law. That's not the real law. Thus in process of time, over time, you fell away from holy days and went to holidays. Thus in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law. And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings. Y'all walking around with crosses on y'all necks, those are graven images. You walking around with an unk on your neck, that's a graven image. You walking around with all these other things on your necks that are graven images that don't come after Christ, fam. That cross is a graven image. You don't supposed to wear that. You don't supposed to wear that. They hung Jesus from a tree. They'll tell you the cross, so why you wearing that?